Hey guys, welcome back to Jessin Reads Romance. I'm Jessin and today I have a book haul for you. It's going to be a little bit different than the previous book hauls that I've done because in the past I've only showed you my physical copies that I've gotten in through like eBay or just from Amazon or small independent bookstores. I've only showed you actual like paperback copies, but I decided in 2021 it's kind of ridiculous because most of my reading in 2021 was done through like ebook copies, and I never told you guys what I was getting from Kindle Unlimited or what I was getting on sale or whatever for free. So I'm going to do that too, but first I am going to show you my physical copies, all the books that I've ordered recently from eBay and stuff that I used my gift cards on. I had gift cards from Christmas, from Barnes & Noble and Books A Million and Amazon, so I did use those gift cards. And I'll show you the ones that I currently have in my possession. This is actually the second time I'm filming this video. I did have like 2 other books come in that I get to show you, so I'm excited about that. But I had to scrap that because the audio was just no. It was just so crackly and awful. I don't know what happened. That video was supposed to go out on Monday, and while I was editing Sunday night and I found out that the audio was terrible, I was like, okay, whatever. It's fine. I'm not going to let it stress me out, and I'm just going to not worry about my Monday video, just refilm, post it on Wednesday, and that's the way that my approach is going to be in 2021, not stressing about stuff when things go wrong. Also, I don't know if you can tell, and I hope you can't, because it defeats the whole purpose, but I hope you can't tell that I put a pound of dry shampoo in my hair because yeah, it's pretty gross, but hopefully I can disguise that and you just think that my hair is like really pretty right now. It's not. Not that I like super care if I look crappy on camera because I'm always filming in my vlogs whenever I'm like in bed and have like a messy bun, no makeup on, so like I honestly don't care, but sometimes I feel like I need to make like an effort. So the first book I'm going to show you I got from eBay. It's Heart to Flame by Joanna Lindsey. I think that this is the second book in her, oh gosh, I don't even know how to pronounce that family name. It's like Hallgard series, whatever. It's like Viking. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. It's gonna, no. Hardrad. I cannot pronounce like Scandinavian names. I'm terrible at it. So I don't know if this is the first or the second. Now I'm gonna have to go look it up. Jessin, prepare for this. This one is the second one. The first one is Fires of Flame. What? Forgot already. Fires of Winter. The first one is Fires of Winter, and I'm slowly kind of just collecting random Joanna Lindsey's from eBay and thrift books as they pop up. Again, I still have yet to read a Joanna Lindsey. I'm hoping to change that this week, but I still want to collect all of her covers because she has some really beautiful ones. There's a couple in particular that I'm actually like hunting down, but this one just kind of popped up at a very reasonable price on eBay and I just kind of snatched it. I prefer to collect these kinds of books in like lots, but I don't know. I just wanted it because it's pretty cheap. The next one is Scandal's Bride. I'm really glad because this was the only one of like the first 3 novels in the Sinister series by Stephanie Lawrence are the only ones that actually have the step back on the back version of it. And the rest of them have actual like step backs, but Scandal's Bride is one that I was missing. I have Devil's Bride and A Rake's Vow, which is book 1 and 2, and this is the second one, so now I have the copy that I want, the edition that I want. I'm really excited to add that to my Stephanie Lawrence collection. Then I finally got this book. I've been waiting for this book for like almost a month. It got held up in one of the post offices and it was finally delivered. I'm really excited because I am reading this for the Historical Romance Readathon, but I do plan on listening to this in audio and also read it while I'm listening to it. But anyway, and I really love the step backs like these because it has almost like a painting quality, like the brush strokes, and I really enjoy that in a step back. I just really love it. And yellow dresses are really doing it for me. I have another step back that I will show you, and it has a yellow dress in it, and I just love yellow. Yellow is such a happy color. It's so sunny and pretty. So that's one of the books that was delivered today that I didn't show in my previously filmed haul video. This is the other one, oh my god, Deceptions and Dreams, cannot talk, by Deborah Deer. I think that's how you say her name, but I really love this cover. It's just really, I love purples and blues. They're just very like atmospheric and very sensual. I like it. There's a bunch of Deborah Deers that I am expecting in the mail. I did get a lot of them from eBay, and that should be in like this weekend or so, and I can't wait to get them in because there's some really amazing covers that she has. I haven't read Deborah Deer at all yet, but I am excited to try her out. Oh, and I did want to show you, this was published in 1994, and it has one of those, like, you send in these things in the middle, like you tear it off and you send it in, and I thought that this was real cool. Just like in the middle of it, I'm keeping it in there. I wouldn't want to tear it out, but get your free romance novels at $19.96 value. This is from Leisure Romance. Oh guys, I like never tell you what my paperbacks are about, like ever, and now I feel bad for it. The tagline on the back right here, it says Thief of Hearts, and it says, Sarah Van Horn could outwit any scoundrel who tried to cheat her in business, but she was no match for the dangerously handsome burglar she caught in her New York City townhouse. Although she knew she ought to send the suave rogue to the rock pile for life, she couldn't help but be disappointed that he was after a golden trinket and not her virtue. So this sounds like a very interesting heroine. I love it. Apparently, I guess it's Gilded Age, because they said New York townhouse. The next one is another Elizabeth Hoyt novel. I'm not going to read the synopsis to this one because it's like book 12 in the Maiden Lane series, and I'm not that far yet into the series, but I actually saw this one in Barnes & Noble, and I had a gift card, and it has a step back in it, and so I was really excited. Not all of the ones in Barnes & Noble have step backs, but I was pleasantly surprised whenever I found that out. He has such an intense look on his face. It's just really kind of funny to like be stared down by this guy. But anyway, let me show you the step back with the beautiful yellow dress. Like, ugh, I love it so much. Like the train, I love how it comes on the second page, and it's just so beautiful. It says danger brought them together, desire will set them free. That's all I need to know about it, because there's kind of an ongoing, not mystery, but I don't want to know about characters like way far down in the series, just in case it'll like spoil things for me. Then I also picked up a copy of All Scott and Bothered, because I have not read this series yet by Kerrigan Byrne, and I have the ARC for the third one. And Crystal and Jennifer did a book review on this for their Rick Appreciation Society. They really love this one, and I feel like I need to read the previous two. But I don't know. I feel like I just want to read this one. I don't know. I don't know what my plan is, if I'm going to read this one before the other ARC, but since they loved it so much, I'm very tempted to read it before the ARC. Sometimes my process doesn't make sense, but I don't really question it too hard. Okay, so now into my ebook hauls. So first I have Perfectly Adequate by Jewel E. Ann. This book I did get on sale. It was only 99 cents. I just read a Jewel E. Ann book that I didn't like super love, but this one has like a lighter feel to it, and I was really intrigued by the premise and the fact that the heroine is an emu owner, and I want to see how that came about. I also want to see where she lives, because like where do you have, I almost said store an emu, like it's an inanimate object, but no, where do you keep an emu? Like where are they? So anyway, this is a romance between a nurse and a doctor, and the doctor is a single dad because his wife just had a midlife crisis, it says in the synopsis, and apparently she just kind of left them. I don't think that they're divorced though. Oh no, they are divorced, never mind. It says in the synopsis it's his ex-wife. So he's now a single dad, and he has a son, and apparently the heroine, whose name is Dorothy, is on the autism spectrum, because it says that she kind of like imitates behavioral patterns of her peers to like be more acceptable as a nurse, and they both work at the same hospital. He's a pediatric oncologist, and his ex-wife was like a famous plastic surgeon. So there's gonna be, I'm assuming she's gonna feel like inferior to the ex-wife and stuff like that, but it sounds like it's going to be a fun and quirky book. I hope it is, because that's something that I think was lacking in the last Jewel E. Ann book, that I always say, it sounds like I'm saying Julianne, but it's Jewel E. Ann. But anyway, I wanted some more lightness for the last book that I read by this particular author. The next ebook that I got on sale is The Bear's Fated Mate by Vivian Arend, and it's the second book in her Borealis Bears collection, and I have not read the first book, but it was on sale, and it was an enemies to lovers shifters romance, and it's a bear romance, which was really funny because when I was talking about the Psy Changeling books on one of the reading sprint nights, we were talking about how Nalini Singh only has one book in her Psy Changeling series that features bear shifters, and so it was just really funny that this one popped up on my BookBub email as 99 cents, and I was like, okay, I want to try this one out. So it's enemies to lovers and fated mates, of course. Apparently the heroine is part of like a competitor's, it says Borealis Gym, so I'm wondering if they actually sell like jewelry or something. But the hero is head of security, and he discovers that his fated mate is the daughter of like the head of the competing company, and she's also a wolf shifter, and apparently she's under suspicion in her own pack, as well as the hero is suspicious of her. I don't know, I guess he thinks that she's gonna get intel on their company and tell it to her father or something, but it sounds like an interesting romance. I'm here for all the shifter romances, and I want to read more paranormal as well as historical this year. And now for the ebooks that I got for free. The first one is Maximus by Jane Castell, and this is like a historical romance but with magic in it, because it's the immortal, like legionnaires, not legionnaires, the immortal Highland centurions. That's what the series is called. So he is a lost Roman centurion, and the heroine is a Scottish widow. Apparently the hero and I think some other members of his legion, what are they called? Yeah, the Ninth Legion. I think that they were cursed by a Pictish Druidess. Pictish Druidess? Does that sound right? It sounds like a lot of S's. But anyway, they were cursed and they are immortal. So they've been alive for like 1,000 years. They meet at a tavern and they have like a hot, passionate one-night stand. But apparently both of them are about to be on the run. And so they take the journey together north and they fall in love along the way. So I thought that it was interesting. I really like historical romance with like a bit of fantasy. I'm a huge fan of Marie Monning's Immortal Highlanders series. I really love them. So I'm interested to see what this book is like. Next, I got Kissing Lessons by Stephanie London. Again, I have not read anything by Stephanie London, but the premise of this really kind of like intrigued me. So the heroine, what's her name? Audrey Miller. She is stuck in like this small town and it's called Kissing Creek, and apparently there's lots of romantic puns like within the town. I'm sure there's a bunch of like shops with romantic puns in it, and she is the caretaker for her younger siblings, and she's kind of like busting her ass as a barista in like a college town to make sure that they have a better life than her, and she feels stuck in this town. And this professor named Ronan has a temporary position in the college town where she works, and they start like up a flirtation, but she knows that his position is temporary, and so she's just like, well, we really have no future. But it just sounds like a sweet romance, and I'm really excited to try this one out. Next, I got Once Upon a Dream by Sierra Simone. This was free, and it's a collection of some short novellas and their fairy tale inspired retellings. The first one is a 12 Dancing Princesses story. The next one is a Princess and the Pea story, and the final one is a Snow White retelling. So I'm really excited about these. I didn't want to read the synopsis for them. I think they're supposed to be like modern fairy tales, and I'm just really intrigued. I love Sierra Simone's writing. I need to read more of her books, but I definitely snapped that one up because it was free. Next, I got Road to Hope by Piper Davenport. Normally, I don't get books that are like really far into series, and this is book 8 in the Dogs of Fire MC series. And motorcycle romance is not something that I love either, but the premise is just like right up my alley. It's a little bit forbidden, a little bit taboo, and I'm really excited about it. So Poppy, the heroine, has always had a crush on Devon, but the problem is Poppy is Devon's uncle's stepdaughter. So no familiar relation, but still kind of taboo. And apparently once before he's like he rescued her from a date gone wrong, and then I think her association with him and the motorcycle club kind of puts her in danger, and so he's forced to protect her. And I'm sure that that forces a change in their relationship because they're both kind of pining after each other, and this is my type of romance. So I was like, I'm just gonna give it a shot, and it's free, so I grabbed it. Then I have The Brightest Star in the Highlands, and this is the 7th book in Clan Grant series by Kira Moncler, and I'm not sure how many of the previous books play into this book, but it sounded like a nice standalone, honestly. And I really liked it because it was like a healer romance, and I really love the nursing back to health trope. It's one of my favorites. It just like makes me so swoony. The hero, Aiden, is a new chieftain, and he's injured, and he's like struggling under the weight of responsibility. He doesn't really want to be the new leader of his clan. And the heroine is actually, something has happened in her past that like shakes her belief in her healing ability. So she travels to this abbey hoping to like clear her mind, but here comes this injured chieftain that she's kind of feels obligated to help heal, and that kind of starts their romance. So I'm really interested to see what the dynamics of these are, and if I like it, I might go to the beginning of this series. And also I want to let you guys know what books I currently have from KU. They change all the time. Most of the time I have a full KU roster. That doesn't mean I plan on reading them anytime soon, but a lot of the times I have my limit checked out. The first one I have is a Notorious Vow by Joanna Shoup, and I do have this because the historical romance readathon is about to start. The next one is Master of Salt and Bones by Carrie Lake. I've been meaning to read this book, and it seems like it's very angsty. I don't know a ton about it. The synopsis is pretty vague, doesn't really tell you much about the story, and I don't want to go digging for any more information, but it's always been on my list, and I decided to check it back out in KU because I've been into like the darker, grittier stuff. I've been into like the mafia romances, so I'm thinking about reading that one sometime soon. Maybe in February during Pharaoh Feb. Though it would be nice if I could like dedicate an entire month to strictly reading fantasy and paranormal romances. That's not the type of reader that I am, so I'm going to need like some other types of romances to give me a break from the fantasy. And so I have that one on my Kindle. I don't know, I might even get to it before February. We'll see. Next I have The Cabin by Jacinda Wilder. This was on one of my previous monthly TBR videos and I never got to it, but it just sounds so good. The heroine is a widow and her husband has been dead for a year. And so after that year has passed, there's a knock on her door and she receives a letter from her dead husband. And that's pretty much all that the synopsis tells you. So I'm just really intrigued by this and what type of romance it's going to be. I don't even know who the hero might possibly be for this book, but I just want to read this book. And so I decided to check it back out again. Then I got Lilac by B.B. Reed. B.B. Reed is the featured author for the new Mystic book box, and I've never read a B.B. Reed before, so I wanted to check her out. And I decided to pick up a Lilac because it's a reverse harem novel and I really like those. And it's also a rock star romance. The heroine is tapped whenever a guitarist leaves a band called Bound, and she's the only female in this band, so she's like resisting all the bandmates. And I'm just really excited about it. I saw a ton of people who were excited that B.B. Reed was the next featured author for the Mystic Box, and I want to know what I'm missing out on, basically. So that's why I have it on there. I don't know when I'm going to read it again. Sometimes my KU checkouts just like stay on my Kindle for forever unless I need the space. So we'll see. I just wanted to let you guys know that this was like a recent acquisition through KU. And the last one I have is Born Darkly by Trisha Wolfe. And this one I got because in one of Bree's videos, she said that this one was a very interesting read. I believe the heroine is a psychologist and she falls for her patient who is a convicted serial killer. And I'm just like, yes, and this is a duet. So again, I'm just like in the mood for those darker, grittier romances, and this just sounded really good, so I do want to try it out. I've never tried a Trisha Wolfe book, so I'm just very intrigued, very intrigued. Okay guys, that is all the books that I have for this haul, and hopefully all the audio checks out for this video. I don't know what happens when audio just goes wonky for no reason. It's like I film a video the next day and it's all good and I didn't even do anything to fix it. It's like, what just happened? But anyway, I'm not very techie, so I can't tell you what happened. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to get notified of any future videos that I do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, life's better with little HEA. Bye guys.